What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about 10 ways that Norway changed the world. So, here in the United States, we don't learn much about Norway in school. So today, I want to learn about these 10 different ways that Norway actually changed the entire world and some of Norway's accomplishments. And I think this is going to be really interesting because this is stuff that most of us Americans don't know anything about. So let's take a look at these. Starting with number one, the paperclip. The paperclip? Norway invented the paperclip? That's random. But very, very cool. It's kind of like an invention that is very underrated. You don't really think about paperclips, but when you do, I mean, they're incredibly useful and they're like utilized every day in every office in the world, right? So I don't know. This is a random one. I never knew that. It's by engineer Johan Wehler. Patented a simple bent wire fastener in 1899, and he's credited with the modern paperclip design. I mean, I don't think the paperclip gets enough credit. When you look at it, it's so simple and perfect for what it does. It says, although the exact history is complex, the paperclip became a symbol of Norwegian identity in World War II. Resistance. Wearing one paperclip openly when pins and badges were banned. Whoa. I didn't know about that. So the paperclip has like an extra meaning in Norwegian history in World War II. You actually wear a paperclip like on your clothing. That's like a sign of resistance. That is so cool. I had no idea about that. It is one of the most simple and universally used office tools. This is like, it's funny because the paperclip definitely changed the world, but it's not like glamorous or over the top or no one ever like thinks about who invented the paperclip. And it's Norway. And it's something everybody uses every day all the time, like in every business. That's actually really cool. That's okay. All right. How else did Norway change the world? What the heck? Modern skiing. Skiing has existed for millennia, but Sondre Norheim from Telemark, Norway, revolutionized it in the 1800s. I know that skiing is very popular in Norway, and you guys are very, very, very good at it. Like Norway wins all the Winter Olympic gold medals, right? But you also are credited for inventing modern skiing? What does that mean exactly? So, Sondre Norheim, he invented the stiff binding. Oh, so a way of connecting people into the ski, like the binding. It allowed skiers to turn and jump without losing their skis. Oh, wow. He gave the world the telemark turn? What's the telemark turn? And the word salom. Salom? Effectively birthing the modern competitive skiing. So a Norwegian created modern skiing and modern competitive skiing. I did not know that. I know that Norway is really big into skiing and everybody skis and Norwegians are really good at skiing. I didn't know that you had so much to do with inventing it. That's really cool. Especially like skiing technology, like the actual ski and the binding. Really cool. That makes a lot of sense though for Norway and skiing. I just didn't know it was that deep. Huh. Um, Object-oriented programming in the 1960s. What? Computer scientists Ole Johan Dahl and Kirsten Negard developed Simula at the Norwegian Computing Center. Norwegians invented object-oriented programming. I don't personally know that much about programming, but this sounds like a very, very big deal. They introduced the concept of classes and objects. What? Okay, I know enough to understand that this is fundamental to programming. The paradigm shift became the foundation for all modern software languages. Java, C++, Python, the code running on your phone. This is unbelievable. This is so undercredited. Norway deserves so much more recognition for this stuff. What? Skiing? Paper clips? I mean, paper clips is good. This is insane. These Norwegians changed the entire history of mankind. This was the precursor to modern software programming, like computers and phones and everything that the world runs on is based on this, right? That is unbelievable. The entire Earth owes Norway, and we don't even know it. Object-oriented programming, using classes, objects, and this all paved the way for all the programming languages like Java and stuff. I had no idea Norwegians did this. That is unbelievable. Okay, what's going to top that? Artificial fertilizer. Okay. In 1903, a scientist, Christian Berkeland, and a businessman, Sam Eide, invented the Birkeland-Eide process. This is some kind of some farming innovation, I guess. By using Norway's massive hydroelectric power to fix nitrogen from the air, they created the world's first industrial artificial fertilizer. Interesting. So instead of using cow poop, it's artificial. This innovation is credited with saving millions from famine, enabling the global agricultural boom. What? I feel like this is also very, very underrated. The ramifications of this. So Norwegians invented a fertilizer that saved millions of people around the world because they could grow food with this fertilizer. And it started the boom of agriculture in the globe in the 1900s. I don't even know where we would be, humanity, if not for Norway. Based on the programming language thing and this fertilizer thing. That's technology and farming. Huge innovations were invented by Norwegians. And most Americans have no idea. I had no idea. This is unbelievable. Thank you. The aerosol can? Norwegian chemical engineer Erik Rothheim patented the first aerosol spray can. Aerosol spray cans. I mean, it's kind of like the paper clip. You never think about it, but they're used all the time for everywhere, every day. This is used in a lot of stuff. He initially struggled to find commercial success. His invention later paved the way for massive global industry. Spray paint, hairspray, medical inhalers, whipped cream. I mean, the aerosol can is incredibly underrated. It's like Norway invents all these things that we don't even think about. Incredibly underrated. The aerosol can, so many things, like medical uses as well. Besides all the beauty and hairspray, and that's amazing. You guys have invented some of the coolest things ever. Including salmon sushi? I know Norway has a lot of salmon. So I'm a little aware of this. Surprisingly, salmon sushi is a Norwegian invention, not a Japanese one. That's so crazy. Because in America, we associate sushi with Japan. Um, and like the most popular one is salmon. But that's Norway putting the salmon in the sushi. Is that right? In the 80s, Norway had a surplus of salmon. Through Project Japan, a Norwegian delegation spent years convincing Japanese chefs raw Atlantic salmon was safe and delicious. Today, it's the most popular sushi topping in the world. Well, you guys, it worked. You guys are geniuses. Norway convinced the world their sushi should be the official, your salmon should be the official sushi topping. And it worked. I would have thought this was a Japanese thing. The salmon on the sushi. Most Americans would. This is a Norwegian thing. What the heck? The Nobel Peace Prize. Wow, I've heard. I think I knew the Nobel Peace Prize is in Oslo, right? While Alfred Nobel was Swedish, his will specifically stipulated the Peace Prize was to be awarded by a committee appointed by the Norwegian Parliament. A Swedish guy made the Nobel Peace Prize, and he made it so it had to be a Norwegian award. That's weird. How does that up? That's interesting. Awarded annually in Oslo. Right, Oslo. I thought so. It's become the world's most prestigious honor for conflict resolution, humanitarian work. Yes, the Nobel Peace Prize is famous in the United States, so this is very well known. A lot of Americans don't know it's awarded in Oslo. I knew that. I didn't know this was like started with a Swedish guy and then appointed to a Norwegian parliament. That's interesting right there. But yeah, this is a really, really cool Norwegian thing that I do think a lot of Americans are aware of this award, at least. The Nansen Passport. Rights for the stateless. What is the Nansen Passport? Explorer and humanitarian Fridtjof Nansen created the first travel document for stateless refugees following World War I. Oh, wow. So this is a special passport? If you're stateless. Not something I know very much about, but to me, this feels like something that is very, very, very important if you need it. If you don't need it, it's not really something that you know much about or think about. But if you're stateless or a refugee, this is incredibly important. So that's cool. Recognized by 52 governments, the Nansen Passport allowed displaced people to cross borders legally, saved estimated 450,000 lives. It established the framework for modern refugee rights. That's amazing. I didn't even know anything. I didn't know this existed. And so I think for people who need this, it's incredible. I'm privileged enough to not even know anything about this, but I feel like there's a lot of people who have really benefited from this. This is very underrated. I think most people don't know anything about this. That's really cool. That's really, really cool that a Norwegian did this. Okay. The oil fund model. Oh, yeah, Norway, you have that like big oil investment fund, right? It's like $1 trillion, $2 trillion or something, right? Instead of spending its oil profit immediately, Norway placed them into the Government Pension Fund Global. Okay, right. It's now the world's largest sovereign wealth fund. Oh, it's the largest in the world. Jeez. And it's Norway. You know, you're not even that big of a country. And you have the world's largest sovereign wealth fund. That is so cool. Oh my God. Yeah, so I guess like this just philosophy, this financial model, and this investment fund, Norway kind of does it the best, and you pioneered this, I guess. I really wish the United States would learn something from this. I really wish we would do this. Norway set global standard for ethical investment, refusing to invest in companies involved in human rights violations, environmental damage, or influencing corporate behavior. Wow. So you're very ethical with your investments too. That's nice. Sounds very Norwegian. This is really cool, and I wish the U.S. would copy this. I really wish, but yeah, this is definitely something a lot of Americans don't know about. That other countries like Norway, you actually save money, whereas in the U.S. we are in like $40 trillion of debt. Debt. We owe 40 trillion. Norway has like plus positive 40 positive 2 trillion or something, right? That's I'm jealous. Okay. The Vikings. So Norway changed the world with the Vikings? Global exploration. Oh, centuries before Columbus, Norwegian Viking Leif Erikson reached North America. Before Columbus, a Norwegian reached North America? So a Viking. The Vikings fundamentally changed the genetic and cultural map of Europe. Oh my God. The Vikings' advanced shipbuilding technology allowed for trade routes that connected the Arctic to the Middle East, reshaped the medieval world. Oh, interesting. Oh, so this sounds like the existence of the Vikings, the Norwegian Vikings, with all your traveling and exploring and um, shipbuilding technology. I see. There's a lot of stuff about Viking history I don't know about. Clearly, it had a massive, massive effect on the world. Probably a bigger effect than I can possibly understand by the sound of it, especially if you guys were influencing trade routes and exploration. That's like, in a way, that's bigger than inventing programming languages or paper clips or this, like, set up humanity before all of that was even a thing. Um, if you know what I mean. This is really cool. I need to learn more about Vikings. So anyway, this whole thing was cool. Norway has done so much contributions to the U.S., to the world, that most of us don't even know about. So this, I'm really, really good. I'm really glad I took a look at this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these amazing contributions that Norway has made. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and learning about Norwegian culture and Norwegian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.